Leeds United 3, Luton 0, 3 points, top of the league. I'm Michael. I'm joined by one and only Craig. How we doing, mate?
We're top of the league. We're top of the league. We're Leeds United. We're top of the league.
What?
Absolutely brilliant. Buzzing.
Straightforward. 3 points, three
Standard, mate.
goals. Sorted. Let's
Standard
go. Right.
loading.
Thanks for listening, guys. No, let's dive into this. Obviously, Sam Byram gets the first goal with a Pablo Di Canio-esque finish. Straight on half time by Piroe from a corner. And then to top it up, James with an absolute beaut of a chip, mate. Let's go from the beginning, mate. How do you feel about the game?
Buzzing. It's like, I think it was just a good performance today, wasn't it? It was nice to be a settled, dominant performance again after what we had on Sunday, but get back to normal ways.
Yeah, normal ways of another clean sheet at home. It's just the norm. Even Messi pulling off saves, which, as you just said, he doesn't actually make, apparently.
Well, this is what I've heard that Melier don't keep us in matches and he don't pull off big saves that save us from conceding. But I mean, there are a couple
It's,
tonight.
it's weird that it's weird how that works.
Yeah,
Bogle can't defend as well. Solomon's not good enough. It's hey, it's what it
yeah,
is, mate.
it is what it is. You're never going to please everyone, but they were fantastic tonight and all across the park. I mean, there were players that played worse than others, and other players that played better than. But some players are starting to show what they can do now.
Yeah, I mean,
It's coming along.
just all round performance from everybody. I thought was just like we obviously dominated the first half. Then the second half, it was just like just keep passing it around. Obviously, then they grew into it a little bit, so it wasn't all one way. But I've said so many times on so many episodes, I prefer it when teams come against us because it suits us better. And we found that out for our third goal when they were just attacking us. Obviously, put us on the back burner. We defended well, kept them at bay, and then go and score. We could have scored not long before that anyway with Solomon, with when Rodon done that counter attack. It was unlucky with his finishing, but good footwork.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's one of them though, isn't it? That it's just we're so good in certain areas of the pitch, and we're so controlling. But it's that first goal. It's so important getting that first goal because we miss so many chances, and like we did today, even today we missed so many chances.
oh yeah. I
But
mean,
with today we scored three, and that's the difference between the games that we've drawn this season. At least we've put some away.
20 shots to their 7. Our conversion rate is a lot better now. 15% conversion rate. I mean, again, stats how you look, it depends. But yeah, 20 shots, 16 from open play, 4 set piece chances. I mean, again, dominated 800 passes.
Yeah,
That's just
but the conversion rate for me is the biggest one to look at because everything else we're good at.
yeah.
It's just putting that ball in back at net, and yeah, it's improving, but there's still work to be done because how many could we have had?
I mean, the keeper, fair play to him, though. He is a decent keeper. Obviously, he kept Bogle out at the end. Tanaka was straight to the keeper. Aronson could potentially. Let's just dwell on Aronson a minute, mate, because bit of a hit and miss performances. I've seen people say that he had a good game. Some say he had a bad game. I mean, he had a lovely chance to shoot when Piroe played a beautiful ball into him. And he just
Mm,
like tries playing an outside ball to Nonto.
yeah, which I didn't understand why he did that because he
No,
had acres of space. All he had to do was take a touch, bring it under control, and put it and just slot it in the corner. But why is put it? It frustrates me so much. But you know that I've gone about it every week. Like I'll praise him when he's doing well, but today, no.
I mean we'll talk more in depth on the player ratings in a second, but I'm not literally straight afterwards. He then goes and takes a shot. I'm like, why are you taking a shot
Yeah.
from that far out? But in this 12-yard box, you're not even bothering. It just didn't make sense. Obviously, it is what it is. Corners as well. We had a fair few corners today. Some good, some not so good. Tanaka just next level. We just could literally just spend 40 minutes talking about how good he is.
Oh, I could spend forever talking about Tanaka. It's so good.
But yeah, I mean, good build-up play today. Obviously, some shots were weak. I think I said it to you. We just in the second half, we just dominated the play for about 8 minutes. Build-up play, looking for the opening, and then we had it. Aronson on the right, beautiful cut into Piroe, and it's just a weak, tame shot.
Yeah.
It's just
That's what I
frustrating.
mean. The shooting's just, it's not what it should be, I don't think, by some players. The level that some players are playing at as well and that have played, I think, the shooting should be a little bit better. But yeah.
I mean, I do have one negative thing to say. Why are we making substitutes before the 70th minute? I've been saying all season we need to bring on players beforehand, and we made 3 substitutes before the 70th minute. It's
I know.
ridiculous.
I was shocked. I was shocked. It's crazy.
It's not like it was the 68th minute that we made the first one. The first one was 58 minutes, which was Verba for Byram. I was completely shocked that we even made one before the 60th minute. I mean, fair play. Verba did actually do pretty decent when he came on. I was only joking for those that couldn't take the sarcasm in my voice. But yeah, I mean, James and Joseph came on, did all right. Especially James. I thought James was a little bit quiet compared to what.
Yeah, Joseph's. Yeah, he's still not got much better from the previous weeks. But yeah, James, I said to you, I didn't have before the game that if James comes on, he scores.
Yeah,
And he
you didn't
did.
say when he came on, but I just want to talk about Bogle. That
That
pass
pass.
from Bogle. I mean, the build up, the pass from Solomon to Bogle in the first place was decent, and
Yeah.
then just the way the just the speed of it straight into his foot, and all he had to do was just chip the keeper, and it was just a beautiful finish.
Yeah, it's what it's like. It was like the first goal. A good finish by Byron, but it was what caught my eye was Tanaka's pass.
Yeah,
Like
it's what he
nobody
does.
else saw that pass.
He switches place so well. Like 1 minute he can just be in the center doing short passes, drop deep into a back three, as I've alluded to it so many times in possession of play, or he'll just come in that middle and he'll spray the ball just with ease. Whatever he
Yeah,
does is like his vision's like a hawk. He can
he's
just
such an
turn.
intelligent. He's such
Yeah,
an intelligent player. But nobody else saw that pass, and it was just like wow. And it deserved a goal at the end of like obviously Solomon played it in and to Byram, and then Byram finished it off. But it's the thing before that. It just that pass. I thought it deserves a goal at the end of this.
yeah. I mean, I just love him.
Uh,
Let's go on to player ratings. Well, obviously, we talked about the goals a bit. Obviously, Byron, Canio, and then we haven't touched on the Piroe goal yet. Obviously, corner from Rothwell, headed down by Pascal, which was unlucky not to score. Decent save though, and then just falls straight into Piroe, who reacts quickest.
Yeah, and he kind of like finished it the same way as Byram did on the without the scissor kick, but on
Yeah,
the outside of his boot, just into the
but
corner.
it's a poacher's finish. You got to be the first to react, and he
Yeah,
was, which is what we need. And he done what he needed to do. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's beautiful, mate. What we love to see.
it
Right,
is.
player ratings. Now we've touched on that. Then we can talk more in detail about players and how well they performed in different areas. Let's
Yeah.
go on to Messier first, mate. What did you think about his performance today?
Much better. He had a bit more to do today as well, and I think second half he didn't have a great deal to do apart from a couple of saves that he made. But yeah, 7.5, I think, is,
I mean,
it,
there was a bit on the in the first half. We'll allude to the aftermath when he got chipped quite easily. They were unlucky not to score, but I say what they were unlucky not to score. I'll divulge more into that when we get on to Pascal in a minute. But he did make three saves in the second half. Obviously, he came rushed out in the 85th minute to stop him. He had
yeah.
a top, I say top bin save, routine save for him. Distribution was a lot better, but again, he didn't have much to do. But this is what keepers that when we play the way that we play, keepers have to be alert, and he was very alert in that second half of what he had to do. 7.5, but high end 7.5. If it wasn't for that little thing in the first half, it would have been an 8.
Yeah, but I mean, getting chipped like that at the near post, he did everything right. I think just getting chipped is just one of those things. Like any keeper gets chipped when they come out like that. It's just you can't stop everything. And to be fair, it was chipped quite high over him because it was
Yeah.
looping into the net.
So it goes 7.5 or 8.
Well, I went 7.5 because it's just I think it's a
It's definitely one of
it,
his better performances. Like he rushed
yeah.
out for that when he had to, and he stayed back when he needed to.
For me, I think they're the bread and butters, but I think it's what it should do. I
Yeah.
think for me to get to an 8 or anything higher than that, it's got to be an outstanding.
Yeah, I'll get you. Right. Jaden Bogle, mate. Let's hear what you thought about him today.
Bogle. He's getting better and better every game, isn't he?
Yeah.
I believe so anyway, in my opinion, and especially attacking. What he gives us attacking wise, like you can. The defensive part is not the worst defender. He's not the worst right back in the world, and it gives you it gives you what it gives you in defense. He's not gives you assurance of a defender that nothing's going to get past him. But going forward, there's not many people that that can stop him. So he's an attacking threat, and which is what we need. And today, yeah, another fantastic performance, and that ball to James. Oh my God. I will go 8.5.
I mean, he was unlucky not to score.
Yeah,
Brilliant build-up play with Tanaka and Solomon. Laid into him. He's just unlucky not to finish that. Four
yeah.
tackles, one interception. Obviously, was dribbled past once, um, which again nothing came of. But he's assured that right back's position, and I see where people said at the beginning when he made a few defensive errors. For me, he was always being decent. I've always backed him. Definitely growing into that role.
Mm.
What'd you say for him?
8.5.
Yeah, 8.5 as well. That's what I was thinking what you said as to what I was gonna say, but yeah, 8.5 I've said for him. Right, Joe Rodon, mate, how would you rate him?
It's difficult this one because I don't think, for me, I don't think it was his best game. Um,
Really?
yeah,
I thought he was absolutely amazing.
it was good. I'm not saying it weren't bad. I'm not saying it was bad. It was good. I'm just saying it's not. I don't think it was his best game. I thought other players stood out in that defense more than him.
I think it was his
Um,
best game this season.
you think so?
Considering how dominant we were,
Mm,
when he had the ball passing wise, I
mm.
mean, he was really, really good with passing. He made 84 out of 85 passes. Defensively, he made a few clearances. He made five clearances, two interceptions, and one of the interceptions led to Hick. No, he definitely a counter attack and almost assisted Solomon. Whereas before, you would have thought that's what Pascal does. Um, Again, great in the air. Four aerials, one all defensive headers as well.
Yeah, but this is where right. This is where
I get
eyes and stats
no,
make
I
all the
understand that, yeah. But for
because
me, he
the,
was
the it will
really
go
he
on.
was really good. Like even
Yeah,
I'm just saying stats as well. Yeah, stats can be misleading. I've said that so many times.
Mm.
But for me, I thought he was absolutely solid at the back.
What were you giving him then?
High end 8.5.
See, I was just going to go for an 8 because I thought it was good, but I don't think it was the best out of them because towards the end there were a couple of he gives more fouls away, the silly fouls, like the pushes in the back that he does, and towards the end on the statistics it will go down that he won an header, but he headed it straight into the middle into the path which led to a shot on goal, and that's
No,
not
I
what a defender doesn't head into the middle. You head it away, and you head it out away from the middle of the area, and he headed it down there, and that only were a weak header as well for him because he normally gets his head on the end of them and wellies it away, but. There's just a couple of things like that throughout the game that I noticed we rode on today compared to sometimes he's more dominant, and I don't think he were as dominant today.
for me, I'm still saying it was his best performance. Like he was so calm, passing it around at the back, came for when he needed to.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, in other games he's been unlucky not to score, but defensively, I was more comfortable with this game than I have been all season with him.
Well, I mean that's fair. I say that I didn't say it's bad though. I just say
Oh no,
I
I
don't
know
think it was
that.
his best game. I thought they were I thought they were I thought Stroy were better than Rodon today.
All right, so if you're going to give him an A, let's talk about Strout then. Obviously, clearance off the line,
Yeah,
outside of the boot as well. Obviously, I say he got the assist for Piroe's goal. It won't go down as an assist because obviously the keeper made the save and it was parried into him.
yeah,
Um, let's hear it from you, mate. Obviously, you think
yeah.
he was better, so let's hear
There,
your
that's it.
thoughts.
There's the goal line clearance. There's the header that he won at the corner. He is more dominant in the air, I think, than Rodon. At both ends, and I think that. Yeah, he's passing. The way that he brings the ball forward,
He made the most amount of passes in the game,
he always does.
apart from Tanaka.
Yeah, but what I mean, I think was it last season up until him getting injured, he
Yeah,
made
true.
one of the most passes in the division.
Yeah,
It,
no,
it's,
yeah,
it's
you did. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
he's so good his strike, and he don't get the praise sometimes that he deserves for that side of his game. But yeah, he for me, he's up there like 8.5, high end 8.5.
See, 8 point. I'm going 8.5 as well. Obviously, off the line clearance and the assist that wasn't an assist apparently. Defended well when he had to, but for me, Rodon did more interception, more defensive headers, more clearances. So that's why I'm edging towards Rodon over Pascal. But definitely that off the line clearances adds it up massively. Don't get me wrong on that. For me, I just eye test as well. Rodon stood out more. It's what I mean by football is a matter of opinion.
It
How
is, yeah.
everybody sees the game differently.
Yeah.
So it does fascinate me how people can say X had a bad game when somebody else may think he had like the best game ever. So yeah, both of them 8.5, but Rodon slightly higher. Right, Sam Byram obviously gets the first goal. How would you rate him overall, mate?
Difficult with Sam because sometimes he's like I think like tonight is quite you don't he's doing things and you don't notice it
He's
sometimes
good
and
at
then
going forward, but
yeah,
obviously he only played 58 minutes, so we're rating this on 58
yeah,
minutes worth for
that's what I
him.
mean. But it's like it don't. There's sometimes you don't notice he's doing much, and then all of a sudden, like he's in there with a goal, and
Yeah.
then he's having these little 1-2s on the side. I thought tonight maybe an 8.
I'm gonna go for an 8 as well. I think his link up play with Solomon is getting so much better,
Yeah,
especially compared to that Bristol City when Solomon came on. I was like, I don't want to see them playing together again. It just didn't work for me with how they were linking up. Um, but this game and last game, definitely the link up play is getting so much better between them two, much more of an understanding. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go for an 8 as well. Even though he got his goal, obviously, it was a good finish, and it was just fitting in the fact it was just on the 9th stroke 10 minutes, just before the 11th minute clap, which was just, I think, just poetry in motion for that.
Yeah. Shout out
Right,
to Gary Speed for that.
exactly. Right, Joe Rothwell next, mate.
Um, I don't think he did out too bad, did he, Raphael?
He
He just
just
didn't
goes about
stand
his
out.
business. Goes about
Yeah,
his
he
business
does it.
really,
He
really
does what he
well.
does. He does what he does, and he does it well.
Yeah,
Um, I
it's
think I'm gonna go for a standard straight 8 with him.
yeah. I think him and Tanaka complement each other so well in terms
Yeah,
of when Rothwell goes forward, Tanaka drops back. When Tanaka goes forward, Rothwell drops back. You saw it in the second half as well when Rothwell was in the back three and Tanaka was a little bit ahead of him, and a beautiful like triangle pass with I think it was Strauch.
yeah. You
Um,
can see him talking to each other a lot. You can
yeah,
see him talking a lot, and I don't think you see that as much with like Ampadu and Gruev. I don't think you see as much talking going on between them both. They
no,
just do what
it's
they do, if
yeah.
that makes sense. They do the jobs, but with Tanaka and Rafael, you see them talking all the time,
To be
and
fair, Rothwell did do a beautiful free kick, and I think it was Verba was very unlucky not to get on the end of it in the second half. But that's what
yeah,
Rothwell is probably our set piece taker now, in the sense of obviously the corners, free kicks, not directly, as we found out a little
yeah.
bit later on with Piroe.
We were hoping that you were going to take that, to be honest.
Yeah, to be fair, I kind of wanted Verba to take it. I'm not gonna lie. I just thought Verba, this would just be Verba top corner, but yeah, no, I think box standard 8. Yeah, right. Here we go. Tanaka, mate. We all know how good Tanaka is.
Well, I'm just going to go for I think a 9.5 today. I think it was just
9.5?
yeah. I think it just dictates midfield.
Yeah. Interceptions. He made a couple of interceptions today. I mean, 3 out of 4 tackles. Again, I know what you say about stats, but 114 successful passes out of 120. He's just he demands it, and it's not just short passes either. They are long passes, so he
No,
doesn't
did
just
you see that ball that he played over for
yeah.
Nonto and then Nonto just fucked it up?
He, 2 shots as well. Obviously, one shot was blocked. One on target. He's getting closer to his goal, but
Can't wait for that to
it's
come.
just.
I can't wait for that to
I
come.
know I said at the beginning of the season that Solomon would be the cheat code for this, but and this is why I think since your Busquets, your Makaleles, um, Golo Kante's, Rodri now as well, defensive midfielders getting more noticed for what they do in
Mm.
terms of how they pick up the ball in the centre of the midfield, how demanding they can be. I'm not saying Tanaka's on that level yet, but I mean, he might be.
No,
It's,
he's way above that.
I mean, bias, he's going to come into this here, but I've not seen a defensive midfielder or even a midfielder of that nature or holding midfielder of that nature of Leeds. Obviously, you've had your Pablo, which is more attacking, but defensively wise, not that I can remember for how good he is.
It's like so all I can think of recent years is like the Phillips under Bielsa, not any other era, just
Yeah,
Phillips under Bielsa, where it was
in
so
passing
good for
wise,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, where it was so good for that period.
yeah.
It that's probably like the I think Tanaka is probably the best since that.
I think it's hard to judge him based on the times because we focus on how good that team was,
Yeah, yeah.
and again, football has evolved slightly, whether or not the league's more competitive now or not. Tanaka
You
just
could
makes
probably
everything
what
look
about
easy.
comparing him? What about comparing him to like Decor? I think he's like that kind of player.
Yeah,
Decor, because Decor could do it all.
he's just amazing. And I
9.5.
yeah, 9.5 as well for Tanaka.
I don't want to waste all the rest of the thing going on. We could talk about Tanaka all night.
Exactly. I mean, maybe one day we'll just do a Tanaka podcast.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, maybe if we get knocked out of the FA Cup third round, that fourth round episode will just be just about Tanaka. Right. Willie Nonto, mate.
It
Frus-
frustrates me so
he
much.
does, doesn't he? He does. I know he frustrates you, and
Yeah, it frustrates me so much. And just for that, I'm going to give him, I think, I'm going to give him a 7.5. I'm not giving him as high as an 8 because I've given some other players like Rothwell 8s and he's not, he weren't as good as Rothwell tonight.
I mean, I say he had a few shots, but they were laid on plates for him, and
Yeah,
he could have done so much better. And I think that's what's frustrating about him. We know that Nonto's got it in him,
yeah,
and it's it's frustrating to watch. Like you've said it so many times that when Nonto's smiling on it, nobody can really touch him. And
yeah.
it's not that he wasn't smiling. I just think that that end product just wasn't there today.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what frustrates me. I think that most about him is I know he can do them things,
Yeah. Let's go
and he
for a
doesn't.
7.5 as well for him. And then we'll go on to Aronson, mate. I mean,
Right, I
I've
know
got
people might hate this, but he's gonna get a 7, and that's being kind.
to get
You
this is
tell me what
what
you right. You tell me what he did good.
did Aronson do good?
Apart from run,
Um, he was lively.
that yeah, that's
He played the. I want to know. I do want to know what he's got to be playing 90 minutes week in week out for us. And that's again, that's no disrespect. You know that I like Aronson, but
you loved Aronson,
I do.
and now you're coming to the side of
No,
you can
right. To be
see
fair, I
you can see that is not the player you thought he was.
who got the corner for Piroe's goal? It was Aronson got the corner.
Anybody can
He,
get a corner.
right, I'm trying to find positives here.
He's just
He is
yeah.
frustrating.
Nonto frustrates me, but Aronson's so much more. He's good at pressing.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. He's good at hassling people, but he doesn't always win the ball, and he doesn't always do the right thing. His decision making is terrible. And I've heard this. I've heard this before about the if you take Aronson out the side, you lose that pressing. But I think Dan James is such a better presser than what Aronson
people
is.
make out. Yeah, I would like to see that front three of Nonto, Solomon, and James, maybe. But
Maybe I think more of Solomon James and Ramazani. You see,
Palmer,
Ramazani presses. Ramazani he
yeah.
gets stuck in. And I don't think you're going to lose anything by dropping Aronson.
Aronson did actually come off today. I just realised that he came off in the
Yeah, he
83rd
came off
minute.
finally.
Yes, so he did come off. That's again shows how much that he actually made a mark today.
Yeah, we were calling for it for a
I
good 10
did
minutes
literally
before.
said 5-10 minutes beforehand, make that substitution. It was that exact substitution.
Yeah,
7, and I feel harsh. And we won 3-0 and we're giving someone a 7,
yeah, but
but
it's like you're playing every time we play, like when we do that. I feel sometimes if Aronson's not having a good game, it feels
yeah,
like you're playing with 10 men. Like he's just on
sometimes
the pitch as an extra body.
he is just there. Yeah, right. Let's move on to some positive stuff now. Manor Solomon, mate. Let's see what you would say about him.
Gotta get. I think today is probably he's getting better and better every game, and he played. I think he played well against Swansea, and today he stepped it up another level. He looked a bit sharper today. You can see what the type of player he can be. He showed you flashes of that today. He laid two amazing balls on a plate for Nonto to score, and that never came off. Nearly scored himself again. Yeah,
He was unlucky with
8.5.
that. We made some good.
I end 8.5.
See, on the left hand side, it worked. He was causing a lot of trouble, and he was making that effort to dribble.
Mm.
As I said, couple shots as well, which were unlucky. Um, Passing was great. He only made one missed pass. So again, whether or not that's backwards passing, as a lot of people do say that he does, but he was advancing a lot more. Yeah,
And he made a good interception where he come back. He was running back and just took the ball off one
yeah.
of their players' feet. So he does work hard, and he's getting his match sharpness back. He's getting there.
8, no, 9, no,
Right,
8.5. What am I talking about? 8.5. I
right.
just went 8, 9, 10, whatever. 8.5 for Manor Solomon. Right. Joel Piroe. No Piroe, no party, mate. What do I thought we had a decent game today, mate.
It weren't too bad today, but apart from his goal, it was quiet. Apart from his goal, and like there were a couple of times he got a ball, he got the ball. He didn't lose it as often as he normally does. Apart from a couple of times where I remember him stumbling in the middle of the pitch, just running into two players, and then
Yeah.
they could have passed it. But yeah, it is. But that's what I don't like about him is when he's picking the ball up deep like that. It's not his game.
No.
Um, but yeah, I don't think it was too bad today. I'd probably go for maybe. I don't want to give him an 8.
Yeah. I was gonna go for an 8 as well. Yeah. Good finish. Unlucky not to get another one. I mean, it was a weak team effort, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Right.
And he made a meal of that ball that he chased down the wing from you know
He still
he
got
made
it.
that look like he was
Right.
running through treacle.
Max Verber, mate. What did we make about him today?
Um I don't want to I don't want to say he weren't too bad, buddy.
He was actually all right. Maybe the
Yeah.
tackle at the end. I mean, that I thought went off for their throw in, but he tackled,
He got a
knocked it
couple
off
of
onto
crosses
them.
in as well. Yeah, he got a couple of crosses in, and contributed further forward, and yeah,
He was
uh,
unlucky not to get onto that end of the ball from Rothwell in that
yeah.
corner when he literally just come. No, from not from the corner, from the free kick. Not long after he came on.
I'll be, I'm gonna begrudgingly
7.
give him a 7.5.
You don't like doing that, do you? Ah, Max, Max, Max. The fact that he's was looking at my Instagram stories earlier, but I'm gonna give him 7.5. Just
I'm gonna begrudgingly give him 7.5. There's a lot to do to win me over.
I know, I know. Right. The next substitutes were James and Joseph. We'll go Joseph first, mate. Quickly for him.
Joseph, easy 7, didn't do nothing.
Literally didn't do anything.
He missed a tame header that he could have
Mate, I
done.
think
He
I
could have
think
squared it
seven's a
across
bit
the bar.
generous, really.
Yeah.
6.5.
Well, I'll give Aronson a 7, didn't I? So
6.5. Yeah. 6.5 for him. Right, James, mate. What are we going to go for James?
James, well, he went on. See, I want to give him an higher score, but he went on the pitch really long enough for it.
No. Still made a couple shots, though. Still did decent. Got his goal.
Oh, wait. I'll get it. Right, okay.
Well taken goal. He,
I'm
he
gonna,
made,
I'm,
he came on the 70th
I'm,
minute or just before the 70th minute.
I'm gonna give him an 8.5 because he affects games.
I'm going for 8.
I'm gonna give him 8.5 just because that chip is beautiful.
It
That
was a
lob.
decent. It was a good finish. No,
Yeah.
still 8.
So
Still 8 for
8.5.
him. Still 8. 8. Right. I don't think we can really give Ramazani or Gilavagi a score rating, mate, or not?
Uh, above average. They
Above
played well.
average. 6.5.
No, because I don't think they weren't long enough to rate, but I wouldn't have expected them to be worse than Aronson.
Uh, NA then. We won't give them a rating then.
Yeah, yeah. And
Ramazani
if
did.
you played less
Ramazani
than
did all
5
right.
minutes,
I think Ramazani did all right when he came on.
Ramazani did well. He did a couple of exciting things. Got a good couple of turns in there, and he were biting back.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I would mark him now for is nearly injured Tanaka. I would never
I
have
think
forgiven him if he injured Tanaka. Don't matter how good Ramazani is, I would
no.
never forgive
I
him.
think I think Tanaka's just becoming that star man that we just everything just needs to be built around
He
him.
is, but
Right.
I do believe Ramazani is. I'm just gonna say this. I believe Ramazani is better than Nonto.
I'm gonna hold out on this. We'll leave a few more games. I mean, after Christmas or whatever, obviously we've got Blackburn on Saturday and then Derby following weekend. So let's quick before we finish, mate, a prediction for the Blackburn game. Obviously they just beat Middlesbrough tonight.
Hmm.
Good result for them.
Very good result for them. I think it'll be a tough game away at their ground
Yeah.
Saturday, especially at lunchtime as well.
1:30 kickoff.
Yeah, it'll be a tough one. I'd like to say we win 2-0.
Well, I just knew
but
that was coming 2-0. Right, yeah.
but
I'm not even going to ask you for a prediction anymore because I know it's all going to be 2
I,
2-0.
I can see us coming away with a point a point away from home there, and I would be happy with a point coming away from Blackburn.
I don't know. So I'm just going to leave it there, guys. Craig, thanks for joining as always. I will leave the link tree in the description. Obviously, if you want any All Leeds TV merch, it's on there. Also, prize pot as well. Get in that raffle or get in the draw to win the Lucas Radamy signed shirt. It's only £1.99, guys. They support us. They're our sponsor. Go and check them all out. Craig, thanks for joining as always. Top of the
Top of the
league.
league.
We're Leeds United. We're
We're
top. I'm
top
not
of
even
the
going to
league.
carry on singing because my voice is terrible. Guys, thanks as always.